Grok 3 is kind of scary smart.
Grok 3 is superior to its many competitors.
We're very excited to present Grok 3.
The newest AI chatbot to hit the market.
At the pace at which this particular technology will go, the transition time that it allows people to catch up is so little, so there will be collateral. We should take care to ensure that collateral is minimized. It cannot be avoided. There will be collateral and pretty serious, but we must minimize it with some compassionate thought.
Hi everyone, today we are diving into one of the latest tech controversies of recent times, the rise of Grok. You have probably seen headlines like Grok gone wild or Elon Musk AI chatbot sparks global debate. What exactly is happening? And should we worry about it? So let's start with the basics. A few years ago, Twitter was a major social media platform. Then Elon Musk bought it and rebranded it as X.com. Since then, Musk has pushed X.com as a hub for free speech. No filters, no censorship, pure expression. Along with this, Musk also developed his own AI, that is Grok. Similar to ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and Gemini and other chatbots, Grok is designed to answer user queries. But here is where it gets interesting. Unlike traditional AI, Grok was built to be sarcastic, witty, and unfiltered. According to Musk, Grok was designed to uphold freedom of speech, challenge mainstream narratives, be humorous and witty, avoid moralizing or preaching, and other features. This makes it different from ChatGPT, which is more formal and moderated.
Think that humans and machines can live together in the world and what we should be hopeful about. A little bit about what you're worried about, but what we can also be hopeful about.
Yes, well, okay. AI we're already using in our work at Gombe and around Africa. And we're using it for camera traps. And we're using it in a way that images are captured on camera traps of shy chimpanzees or other animals. They can actually be identified by AI, so we can get a feeling of how many chimpanzees there are. We can even name them, even though we've never seen them. So very different from my studies where I knew every chimpanzee like a family member. But, that's how things move on. And we also use the kind of new AI that's coming in with satellite imagery and things like that. So I can think of many, many ways AI can make the world a better place. My worries, though, are if it gets in the wrong hands. And there's one country, I won't say its name, but if somebody crosses the road at the wrong place, by the time they get to the other side, their card has been docked of the fee for crossing the road at the wrong place. And that's, a dictatorship. That's the scare. And AI, like everything else, is a tool. And the tool can be used in different ways. A saw can be used to cut down dead wood and do something useful with it, or it can be used to cut down a living tree and thus make the carbon dioxide stored in the tree released into the atmosphere. And so AI is like that. And when it's in good hands, then fantastic. But it's not always in good hands. Can AI answer how we keep it out of bad hands?
Right.
Let's ask. Maybe a few words from you, Sadhguru, and then Matthew, I'll give you the last word on it. Thank you.
See, what we are referring to as artificial intelligence is a tremendous empowerment. We are on that threshold where human beings could launch themselves to become superhuman beings. Well, to be super with anything is only good when whatever our intent and identities are all-inclusive. Between nations, between organizations, between political parties, when we don't trust each other, this could have lot of upheavals. So inevitably that's going to be there. But still, you cannot stop a technology. First of all, what you see as a technology is human aspiration. You cannot ever plug human aspirations. If you plug that, then the very purpose of who we are and what we are will go away. So how to have fulfillment of human aspirations without being destructive, that's a question. Well, at the pace at which this particular technology will go, the transition time that it allows people to catch up is so little, so there will be collateral. We should take care to ensure that collateral is minimized. It cannot be avoided. There will be collateral and pretty serious, but we must minimize it with some compassionate heart and above all an inclusive approach towards everything. Because if you're an ant, you can crawl where you want. If you become an elephant, you can't walk wherever you want, you'll crush too many things. So right now, we've become way bigger than elephants, way bigger. Every human being, the footprint is so big that if we step in wrong places, damage will happen. And in terms of creating well-being, which is there in everybody's mind, it is just the scale. See, every human being is working for well-being. Some people are thinking, my own well-being, all that matters. They get married and children and stuff, they say, me and my family well-being, me and my community, me and my nation. We have come to a point of communication and vision and ability to see things clearly that we should not think on these terms in future. Anything that we think has to be universal, otherwise we will be a very destructive force because our capabilities are reaching that point.
Profound. Thank you.
Yeah, AI is going to have consequences both ways.
Yeah.
I think we have to admit that. It's no way to keep it out of the tyrant's hands and the bad guy's hands. Just hope it's in more good hands. You know, one of the particulars for me, and I was talking about Green Light Grant Initiative and working with Salesforce on this, is one of the main challenges is these 50-page grants that so many of these superintendents have to fill out to even have the potential to get awarded a grant. They don't have the time or the expertise to do that. We're working with Salesforce on a program that would fill out 90% of those grants. 90% of each 50-page grant, say 45 pages. And then the superintendent would go in and fill out some details, and that would be a grant that they would be able to fill out and send in to the government agencies to possibly get awarded. So that's something specifically. I'm excited about what Mark and Salesforce are doing with this idea of agent force. I am excited about that. I mean, it's a human assistant. Is it going to take a lot of human jobs? It is. It is. Is it going to be able to work 24/7 though and not clock out 365 all around the world, be omnipresent in any language at any time? Yes, that's very exciting as far as productivity for sure. I personally use it a little bit for creativity. I summarize stories, I tell it stories and try to get images and art from it to give me some art from summarizing stories. I am curious how many of us in creating this digital God, if that's a fair word to use, and I wouldn't use a capital G there, but how many of us will be bowing to that instead of a spiritual God? That concerns me a little bit, that's not really the right path to a higher ground. But overall, I am excited and optimistic. These things have gone on. I mean, we've had industrial revolutions, we've had big changes in society throughout time, and I think we're on the hinge of one, obviously, right now. And let's see what we create, because we are creating a vision of ourselves. And that mirror, we're going to be looking in a mirror when AI is realized, and what we see may surprise us. Hopefully it can surprise us in a wonderful way where we go, I didn't know I looked so good. It could also surprise us in a detrimental way where we go, oh, I thought I looked better than this.
This aspect, what Matthew pointed out, it's an extension, an expansion of who we are in a way. In many ways, the process of evolution, one of the most beautiful things the evolutionary process has produced is the human mind. But today, human mind is the basis of most of the misery that human beings go through. It's what should have been a miracle has become a misery manufacturing process for themselves and also share it with others in so many different ways. So now this AI is going to be a super expansion of our own mind. So we need to really watch this carefully. As a part of this, because my work is with people and I see in how many ways human beings can produce misery for themselves, forget about others, for themselves. In how many ways? Essentially their intelligence turning against themselves, that's what it means. We can give it so many different names, but essentially our own intelligence is turning against us. You can call this stress, tension, anxiety, depression, whatever, but essentially our own intelligence is poking us. What is a miracle has become misery. So, once again it's important that human beings learn how to make a miracle out of this. As this transformative technologies are unfolding, it's extremely important that we focus on individual human transformation. If we don't do that, what we create will turn against us, not because technology is bad, simply because we don't know how to handle it.
To understand why Grok is behaving this way, let's break down how it works. Training data. Grok is trained on massive amounts of text from books, articles, and websites. Continuous updates. It learns from real-time news, social media posts, and ongoing trends. X.com integration. Grok can analyze public profiles, posts, and discussions on X to generate responses. Web search. If Grok lacks information, it searches the web without disclosing sources, which can be risky. Unlike other AIs, Grok operates with fewer restrictions, which means it can sometimes reflect biases from the data it consumes. This brings us to bigger debate. Should AI be regulated? On one hand, free speech advocates argue that AI should express unrestricted opinions. On the other hand, unregulated AI can spread misinformation, provoke conflicts, and even use offensive language as seen in Grok's case. Elon Musk believes AI should be used even more. In fact, he has suggested that artificial intelligence should run government functions. Imagine AI making policy decisions, approving budgets, and running daily operations. While this sounds efficient, experts warn it could lead to mass job losses and a dangerous concentration of power. So where do we go from here? The Indian government's investigation into Grok will likely lead to stricter regulation on AI language models. But this raises another question. Who gets to regulate AI? And where do we draw the line between free speech and responsible AI usage? At the rate AI is evolving, it is only a matter of time before governments around the world start taking stronger actions. And if Elon Musk continues pushing for AI governance, we might be looking at a future where AI plays a major role in running our societies. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think that AI should have complete freedom of speech, or should it be regulated? And what do you think about AI running the government? Send in your thoughts and let's keep the conversation going.